When 19 years of abuse ended in 3 seconds. I spent 19 years making excuses for my dad. Mark thought being harsh was the same as being a good parent. If I brought home a B, he'd lecture me for 2 hours about how I was destined to be a failure. His words cut deeper than any slap ever could. Moneybag, the final trigger. The breaking point came on a rainy Saturday in October. I was home from college, counting the $237 I'd saved from my campus job, enough for a down payment on a beat-up Honda Civic. That car meant freedom and independence. Mark walked in, saw the cash, and immediately grabbed it. What's this supposed to be? You hiding money from your family now? He counted the bills with disgust. You've been saving for some piece of junk car while your mother needs groceries? Real selfish kid. Without asking, he shoved half my money into his wallet. This family comes first, not your stupid dreams. Studio microphone, the unmasking. For the first time in my life, I didn't just sit there and take it. I stood up, shaking, and said, "You don't get to take from me anymore." The kitchen went silent. That's when I pulled out my phone. For months, my college counselor had suggested I track the toxic things people said to me, so I had been recording Mark's rants on voice memos. I hit play on the first recording. Mark's voice filled the kitchen. "You're pathetic. You know that your mom works her ass off and you're too lazy to even help with groceries. You'll never amount to anything if you keep acting like such a spoiled brat." Mark's face went white. He screamed, "Turn that off right now." But I kept playing them. Recording after recording of him tearing me down and calling me worthless. My mom, who was at the sink, heard his voice saying things she tried to ignore for years. She started crying, deep, broken sobs. "I didn't know it was that bad," she whispered. I looked at Mark. "You want to know what your tough love really sounds like? Listen to yourself." Door walking away. I looked at my mom, still crying, and said, "Pack a bag. We're leaving right now." Mark exploded, screaming, "You think you can just walk out? You'll be back in a week begging for help." I ignored him. We walked out into the rain with 2 suitcases and my remaining money. The next few months were brutal. I worked 2 jobs and my mom found a part-time cleaning job. We rented a tiny 1-bedroom apartment, but for the first time in years, my mom smiled real smiles and started taking evening art classes. We could finally talk without walking on eggshells. 3 months later, Mark called, his voice small. "I'm behind on the mortgage," he said. "I need help with the payments." "No," I said calmly. "We're done being your punching bags." He hung up without another word.